Now on to our surfboard symbol. As mentioned previously, this is a very basic symbol, so this leaves room for the text to shine, and we can flex some creativity through the text. So the fonts that I've chosen are these. Now what I want to do in this instance, in this logo design, is focus on the psychedelic element which was mentioned during the mind mapping process. You can also see the psychedelic kind of type here in the mood board, as well as some of the patterns here, the stripes here, partially psychedelic, and the wave text certainly is. So that's the goal. We have a basic symbol, however the logo is going to shine by use of some psychedelic style text. And also I'm aiming to feature some script type for the tagline, because if we note in the completed client questionnaire, in the font preferences, as you see here, heavy script is highlighted. So I've chosen two heavy scripts that I may or may not use depending on how the design pans out. So let's start, and we'll drag these fonts down, make a copy, and we'll put the surfboard alongside each font. Now I do plan on stacking the words first and point into 2 lines, 3 lines including the tagline, but for now we'll just have it a single line. Okay, now I really like the first font, but it isn't going to achieve what I want to achieve in the psychedelic type of look. So I might keep this for the next logo, or I might save it for another project entirely. So the next one is looking like the favourite, because this has like a psychedelic feel but isn't too heavy on that feel, and it also has a feel of water, almost as if the characters are oozing or made out of some sort of liquid. So the third one's a little bit too literal. It's kind of straying away from the surfing water kind of element, and it points too much towards the 70s kind of vibe. So I'm going to delete these two, and I'm going to focus on this, and I'm going to go straight in and make a copy, and I'm going to break this down by going to type, create outlines. This makes it into a shape. I'm going to go to object on group. Now I'm going to bring this down to bring it into 2 lines. Now I'm going to kern the type, bringing it closer together. This is going to create a nice tidy unit and a better feel overall. And grouping those together after the kern, placing next to the surfboard, which I've chosen to place on the left hand side. Reverting back to the questionnaire, you'll see that the client does state that they'd like an icon at the side of the text, as well as an icon above text and an enclosure logo. Those are just possibilities. We don't have to cover all of those with our logo designs, but it's just giving us an idea of what the client would like to see. Okay, this is looking good. I'd like to replicate the cross. We'll bring down just to work without any distractions. Now I'm going to go on to the surfing tagline. So I'm keen to introduce the heavy script font that was mentioned in the questionnaire. So I have these two. I'm going to copy, bring down. First I'm going to try this one, though I think it's going to be heavy and inappropriate. Yeah, possibly too heavy and not entirely legible. It means it can't be read properly. So we'll go on to try the next font. If you'll note, I'm using the eyedropper, so I'm sampling an actual font with the eyedropper. And we'll see how that looks. Now I like the look of that. It kind of looks like a signature, as if someone's done the logo and almost signed it off with their own signature. However, it isn't entirely readable, especially at that size, and we don't have much leg room to work with here. So I'm going to copy this again, and I'm going to resort to a standard sans serif font in capitals, and I'm going to choose a font called ASAP. I'm going to select the bold option, and I'm going to move the tracking to 400. I'm going to see how this looks. Yes, I feel this looks much better, and this is what I'm choosing to roll with. I'm not sure if I need a font that's bold, however, for the tagline. Maybe make that regular, which I think is a better solution. It gives a contrast of the thin text next to the bold text. You just move that out slightly again. And I'm going to make a copy of that. Just before I go to type and create outlines, to trace that down, the word surfing down into shapes rather than a font. Now some slight adjustments before finishing. We've got a little gap here that we could fill by bringing up the mark, the symbol, and just adjust that slightly. And that stands as complete, ready for some colour.